So should we go Kai Cenat or Mr. Bugatti?
Do
Bugatti.
Kai Cenat. Okay, Kai Cenat. Okay, baby. All right. So Kai Cenat, what, his homie got accused of rape?
Yeah.
Did his homie do it? Let's start there.
His homie for sure did it. Yes. Nah.
I'm leaning toward you. No, I'm just playing.
I really don't know.
Okay,
I'm saying, like,
who got the Carfax?
Like rape conversations are so hard. Like
it's like
I
I'm
have
not
the tweet.
there.
Well,
Shoot from the hip, Tori. Always shoot from the hip.
I don't know if I want to do that with this
You gotta
conversation.
in content. You gotta have a take, and I say yes. But now let's read, and then I'll make a new decision.
You want to read off the tweet?
All right. No. I'll read base story, and then we'll start getting other tweets. TikToker calls out Kai Cenat for not helping after alleged rape by stranger at party. A woman who claims she was raped at a party by a man she did not know has called out Twitch streamer Kai Cenat after he allegedly invited her to the party and then avoided her questions. She said, Jovi Pena, a popular TikToker over 120,000 followers, made the allegations public on January 6th after stating, let's see. You want to just go in with all the tweets?
I feel like we should.
Fudge it. No, because this was going to say them, but like it might be better if you just read the raw tweets.
Yeah, so the tweets are coming from this chick, TikTok chick. She said, on January 1st, 2023, I was raped at a party by a complete stranger.
Oh my God.
I was invited to this party by someone I thought to be a friend. I asked for help, and it's not going anywhere, so I've decided to take it to social media. His name is Tori, how you say that shit?
You just making him read
Del Palm.
I don't know. Jagooey Sack.
Jagooey Sack is crazy.
Yeah,
the Gooey Sack.
He's pretty fucking ugly. I'm sorry. But she's like, she was invited by Kai, and when she decided to leave, he told her to just sleep upstairs because she was super drunk and that no one would bother her. But then she fell asleep, and she thought she was safe because there's security in that house, obviously. And Kai confirmed that she'd be safe. But what ended up happening was she said she wasn't safe, and that dude, Jagooey, walked into the room where she was sleeping and brutally raped her to the point where she started bleeding. Damn. She said, when I woke up to see him still on top of me, I called him out as a rapist, and he told me that I was in his bed, and that's why he did what he did. Yeah, and then she started saying that she's in shock, and she texted her friend. She got no answer, and then she texted Kai, and was like not really getting responses, and then she basically just went off on like a bunch of other stuff.
That's the difficult part about these types of conversations, because it's like, alcohol is involved, and in the court of law, I feel like a lawyer would kind of just tear people apart if they're drunk. It's like, oh, how well do you remember this situation? Yeah. But she's coming out now. It's like she did have conversations with Kai, and she's trying to figure it out, like, what's going on. Your friend did some bullshit to me, and he's not really responding in a helpful way. And the messages are very short, so maybe he might be caping for his homie.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking right now at the text messages where basically, like, he said, hell no, not one of my friends. I'm still looking into it. And then she's like sending him pictures. No, he was arguing that at first, and then she was sending pictures like, yo, this is your homie, like, this is him right here. And then, he does seem kind of like curt with all his messages, not entirely trying to be helpful.
And here's where I'm confused, right? So I get it. She's like really drunk. When you're really drunk, you could black out, right? And she's in bed, whatever. So a dude comes into your bed, and does that not wake you up? Fine. But then he starts fucking you, and you're just like sleeping, and you're just like... And then let's say at one point she must have woken up when she saw him.
Well, I think she was awake in the first place. She said she saw him walk in, and then he proceeded to rape her.
So that's even more confusing, because it's like, did you not want to scream? Did you just like want to stay silent? There's security there. The security, if you would have heard something, I'm sure you would have went to the room. Or someone would have went to the room. There's people in the house.
Party, though. It could be loud with the music.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely loud, and also it's like, it's like we're not women. We will never be able to understand that aspect, like the fear of somebody that's just stronger than you trying to get inside of you. And maybe if I yell, he might beat my ass. He might get more aggressive.
But you're in a house with a bunch of people. Let's say he beats your ass. Like,
we don't know where the security is. If they're just downstairs, if they're just right by the door. If they're right by the door, I feel like she could have been yelling for sure.
And she was pretty fucked up. That's why she was going to bed in the first place too.
Yeah, so it's like I see the point that you're trying to make, but at the same time, it's like you'll never know. You're not there. So just from her story, and that's all we have is her story.
But it needs to be policed, though. That's the thing. Like,
call the police
I hate
early.
these things, like where it's like it becomes such a. Oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry, my guy. It comes to such a trial by what do they call it? By public or by
public? What's the shit called?
They always say that. Yeah.
Court of public opinion.
Court of public opinion. Exactly. Like, it just doesn't get anything done, and like you're going on and saying like, I'm not doing this for attention. and I just want like justice, and I want to stop this guy from doing other stuff. But you're texting Kai and then showing us your messages with Kai, not the real Kai Cenat, and it just doesn't make sense. Like there needs to be this. You call the police for this type of thing, not Kai Cenat. Like,
Right.
But going back to my point, it's like when you are drunk, you're going to go to the police. You're going to kind of find out that the lawyers are not going to be able to prove this case as well because you are drunk.
Ooh, but what is social media going to do? Like, what is Twitter going to prove? If there's a case, that's different. Like, but you doing this is just, I get you can say, oh, I'm not doing it for attention. I'm not doing it for any of that, which I believe. And if this really happened, it's horrible. But what are we going to do? We're all just supposed to say, Kai, fuck, like you didn't help her. You should have been helpful. And she did defend him a little bit, saying, I'm not blaming him, whatever. But it's like this whole thing is only news because it has him involved with it. But the police are the ones that are supposed to really be involved. If you really want something to happen, bro.
I mean, but maybe if you do go to the police, they can see, they can look at your body and say, okay, you have scratch marks here, bruises there, like, you know what I'm saying, you are bleeding or there's damage to the vaginal area. She sent a picture of a rape kit too. Oh, okay, so it's like,
doesn't the police already know if you do have like a rape kit at a hospital? Shouldn't they be notified already?
She took the rape kit like today or yesterday because people on Twitter were telling her like you should take a rape kit.
Oh,
like,
I
don't think she did it the day of.
I thought she took it the next day because
you have 5 days to do it.
She sent the picture in the hospital to Kai. That's why I thought she did it like the next day.
She's talking about the conversation she's having with the dude, and she's like, she asked him like, did you at least wear protection? And he said like, yeah, and he showed the condom he had. Like, the whole thing just seems a little weird. Like, if we're talking about someone who just brutally raped you. And you're having like casual conversations about like, did you at least cover up? Did you at least cover up before you blew my shit out? Like that's just a weird conversation, bro. I'm not expecting that at all. Once the dude did that, and then she also said she woke up to him still on top of her. Yeah. Okay, again, like I don't want to be insensitive, but like, what is this picture like? So he's raping her, and then he just falls asleep in her.
Yeah, I don't know, because if you're raping me, I'm gonna whoop your fucking. I'm gonna try my best to scratch, claw, scream,
and I'm
yell.
Assuming
like,
you didn't just fall asleep, like you just fell asleep, and like he's just on top of you. Like the whole thing doesn't entirely make sense as far as the logistics. And I get it, you're drunk, but like, so he just did his thing, and then he just falls asleep on you. Like he's just that fucked up as well. Like, and then he in the morning says it's because you're in my bed. That's why I did it. And then you're saying, well, did you at least use a rubber? Like I don't know, the whole thing. I don't
want to like blame rape victims or something like that, but I just feel like I would just be so angry for some shit. Like I'm gonna stab a nigga. I'm gonna tell the first person I see I just got raped. Like I'm telling everybody in the party, DJ, cut the music off. This nigga just raped me. Like
he woke up and then called him out as a rapist. Like
what is that gonna do? Hey, you're a rapist. Like we're in the same room.
I called him out, bro. He did a lot more.
Yeah,
like,
so
you called him out.
I don't know. I don't want to blame her, but it's just
here's my theory. It was she's drunk, he's drunk, it was dark, they were fucking, the lights went on, she saw how ugly he was, and then she's like, fuck, I did not just get fucked by that dude. And then she went on a rampage to try to go after him.
That's mad insensitive, man.
It is. Well, the rape story doesn't make sense, bro. And it just like girls have a lot of power over men in these sorts of situations. Like maybe it was consensual at the time, but then afterwards she just didn't, like he ticked her off, and then now she's going after him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These allegations are really hard to...
It's hard.
To kind of gauge, especially like from the outside looking in, because we've seen it so many times where like, oh, he raped me, but then the dude never did it. Like,
but
you know
like
what I'm saying?
The
Kobe
guy also
issue.
has power over the woman if he is raping her.
Exactly.
Just from physical, like, or just physically, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's a little different. I feel like it's hard to just like create a theory out of this because then you kind of just seem like an asshole. Of
course.
You know what I mean?
JC seems like an asshole.
But
I said it was a theory. I mean, we will never know until we see like the facts. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
But we'll never know the facts. That's the thing. She's drunk. He's probably gonna say something about it. We'll never actually know what the facts are.
But she doesn't benefit from saying, "Oh, he raped me." You know what I'm saying? There's no like, she doesn't get more popular. She doesn't get more famous. She wasn't even really attacking Kai like that. So it's like she's not clout chasing in that regard. She already has her own clout. So it's like, what does she gain by saying this dude raped me? So it's kind of like I believe. And then the thing that you said too, like, oh, okay, everybody that's saying, all the Kai fans saying that I should die or kill, like. And then now she's talking about suicidal thoughts and shit like that. She can't eat. She can't socialize. She's been in the house for 24/7. Like, I don't think anybody would just lie about some shit like that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, I mean, it's a touchy subject, but again, like, you just see the aftermath of it. Like, there's nothing to gain from that. So, I don't know. Rape is hard, man.
I mean, she is still gaining attention, but you're right as far as... I think most people wouldn't lie about it, but at this point, I wouldn't put it past anybody. Like, I just got to see the facts, because people be lying. Bro, Jussie Smollett, Come
well,
on,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Motherfuckers
yeah.
just be sick in the head. And also, there's just so many different, like, remember that girl was accusing Justin Bieber of, like, all this rape shit? And, like,
Yeah.
she had so much different, like, evidence. And then he just very quickly proved they've never been in the same building together.
Yeah.
Tragic.
And you know, if it was Kai instead, then I'd be like, okay, now
Then,
we
yeah, there's
really
more of
gotta
an angle for
question
her.
it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, because now it's like, okay, this guy's very popular. This other guy, I've never heard of him in my life.
He's
Like-
a slime bag.
Yeah, for sure.
What's his
Gooey
name? Gidry?
Jigui or
Gooey
Jigway.
sack?
It's probably Jigway, but it's I'm gonna say Jigui because
Jigui.
Jigui sack.
Bro, I had a thought, like, this case reminded me of, like, the college frat culture.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, going to school, like, it'd be, like, maybe 50 degrees out, Friday night, whatever, and you see these girls half naked. Then they go to the frat houses, and then you hear a story the next day, like, someone got raped and stuff. And I'm just thinking, like, a lot of times, like, you can avoid putting yourself in that situation. Like, why are you going half naked to a party with a bunch of horny-ass dudes who are probably, like, just looking to fuck? Everybody's drinking and stuff, and then
You
what
can't
happens
be getting
happens.
blacked out drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is, like, you got to know, like, where you are. You got to be aware of your surroundings, and you can't just get fucked up to that point. So
Devil's
we're like,
advocate. I should be able to wear what I want to wear and show my body.
You
Hey,
should, but
that's my
not
cue to
how-
head out. Like that one. But no, hey, yeah, y'all got whatever shit is after this.
Yeah.
I gotta skirt off out of here. But yeah, y'all use as much time as you want because we're only at like an hour. And give me something good to cook up with. You feel me?
Okay. And then how do you stop the audio and shit?